Sunday night football game, the one that definitely deserves to be here, if not be really a standalone game on Monday night. I don't mind it either way because the Monday night game is quite fun. But we've got the commies. They're heading into Tampa Bay, taking on Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, who are 3-point favorites on home.
Ew. 3 point
Resident
faves.
Jaden Daniels fanboy, Tybo, what are your thoughts?
They got to show up, man. I
Find
think
No,
he's a rookie.
no,
your
I totally
quarterback
agree.
speak.
I agree. I
No,
agree. They got to show
I
up.
agree though
Give
because
me
like they could very easily get blown the fuck out.
it's a rookie quarterback, dude. Like they have it's uncharted territory for them. It's a young organization as a whole. Like they've just had a whole bunch of turnover. So they can't get the yips. They can't falter. They need to come out strong. And who am I to say if they can do that or not? Because I think Baker Mayfield is going to be fired up regardless, and they're in Tampa Bay, and it's going to be hard.
Baker Mayfield's been a man on a mission all year to
Don't
just
forget
really
that.
stick it to the fucking Browns fans, I think.
Good. And don't forget the commies are running with Dan Quinn as their head coach, he's turned the franchise around. Don't get it twisted. But he is known for one of the biggest playoff blunders in NFL history. And this could be the same thing. Marshawn Lattimore is back and healthy. I'm excited to
Eat your
see
popcorn.
this game against Mike Evans. Maybe that fight is probably going to be the only highlight that we see from this commies defense this week. Because I'm just expecting Dan Quinn to not put together a very good game plan.
Do you think that the fight helps the commies more or the Bucks more?
Now that is the right question.
I think it depends on like
Think.
what at what point of the game does it happen, who's up, who's
Well,
driving, like
it's
that's going to be a
man.
momentum swing for sure for whoever wins that fight.
I think first
So
half it helps commies so much. Second half it helps Bucks a lot more.
like the context of the fight matters a lot too. Like if this
What I was
is
going to say.
if this is a momentum swinger for the commies and the home stadium goes silent because of it, you know, I see that being one way it shakes out. But then being in Tampa Bay, if the Bucks are up and it looks like Marshawn Lattimore is just um, having an attitude and fed up because they're losing, the place is going to erupt. It's gonna and the momentum's just gonna be stacked in Tampa Bay's favor. So like I can see a couple of different ways that this plays out.
The
But the toughest task of the day is going to be the Commanders' defense because Baker and that offense is on one.
I was going to say to kind of go along with that Tommy's defense there. The impact of this fight also depends on how bad the fight actually is. Like, is
Yeah.
this a little scrap where they get separated?
Does
We're
someone get
fine,
ejected?
whatever. But we see one or both players ejected. Like, if we expect a fight, so
Do you think they
that's what
do
we're
that?
saying here
Do you think
because it
like
happens.
do they even eject them?
I
Or do they
don't
just
think
like
it's
look,
out
you're
of,
gonna get fined?
Depends on how bad
and
it
it's
is.
happened.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Mhm.
It has happened before. Now, mainly these guys keep enough of their cool so that they can continue to play. But if a fight does break out bad enough, because they did miss the second time that they could fight this year, um, does either or both of them get ejected? And I would say that even if both of them get ejected, that favors more for the Bucks. They
Yes.
have more ability on the offensive side, even if they're losing Mike Evans. I think they still have enough players that the loss of Marshawn Lattimore is more detrimental to the commies than it is to the Bucks.
I can see where you're going with that, but the commies have only played what 3 or 4 games with Marshawn Lattimore all year. I don't think it really bothers them whether he's in or not. If he's in, it helps him a lot. If he's
Yeah, they've
out,
had to like
they're used to it.
live. Yeah, they've had to live without
And
him for a while. Yeah.
Bucks have also played multiple games without Mike Evans, and they have had
Yeah.
guys show up. And
They
I
have, but
think the
it's a playoff
games,
game. It's a little bit different there. If you're
I
relying most of your game plan on Mike Evans to go off,
I don't think you
agreed,
can
but
afford to do that. You can't afford to do that in the playoffs. You can't lean on one
no.
fucking guy.
You can't. And in the games that where the Bucks did not have Mike Evans, and they had to game plan without him, which they obviously will have a game plan to be without specific players
Other
potentially,
people went off.
is other people went off and they were also against much better defenses than what the commies provide. Again, no shots at the commies. They have a great defense so far this year, but the
Good
Bucks
defense.
have played against much better competition, even without Mike Evans this season.
I think anything below the Cortland Finnegan Andre Johnson fight from years and years ago, they're not getting ejected. First of all, um, as again, as long as no one gets their helmet ripped off and a helmet is used as a weapon, anything short of that, no one's going to get ejected. I do think, however, though, like this could, like, I think momentum swings if a scuffle happens and then the ensuing drive or later in that drive, like, Mike Evans mosses his ass or Marshawn Lattimore makes a great fucking play and makes an interception. I think not the fight alone is the momentum, but the fight and then what like happens
happens in the
literally
matchup.
directly after that fight will directly affect the momentum. Also, too, though, I mean, the commies have been cardiac kids. Like even if this game is close, they've found a way to win close games at the end of the like that they have no business winning. So that's part of the reason
Whoever
they're
has the
here.
ball at the very end of the
This
game is
Yeah.
gonna have the best chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
Honestly,
this
it's
this
not
is
gonna be a
this
blowout.
is one of the 3 games where the team with the better record is the away team, and I think we're talking it up like this is the highest chance of the team with the better record losing. Like the Buccaneers, to the way we're talking, seem like the favorite.
They are.
They are the favorite.
They're 3-point favorites.
3 point favorites at home.
Yeah, but don't they give that to home teams? So it's
They do. They do. You're right.
They-
This is essentially a pick 'em. You are totally, totally correct there. And I like that you say that too, because the over under is 50.
It's gonna be a very high scoring
I
game.
And
like
Vegas
we
has
like
I like
zero
that.
we
faith in
like
the
both
defense.
offenses. We
I
like both
know,
We do.
dude.
offenses,
I
and
like that
we're not
over.
very confident in either defense.
I think
And and the
35-34 final here is what I'm kind of looking at.
and where we like the offenses, and the one I know we've been hitting a lot on the Mike Evans situation there, and maybe a fight that breaks out. One thing we haven't touched on is the backfield for the Bucks. It is far and away better than what the commies have. And don't get me wrong, commies got a good running back in Brian Robinson. They
See, I
got
didn't
Austin
think they'd
Eckler.
been great this year.
They haven't been great this year. They're still also very good players. They just haven't
Mhm.
performed that well. They've been leaning more on the pass and Jaden Daniels rushing capabiliabilities.
Well, I don't think they have a
But
good rush offense. Like their offensive line isn't good at run blocking.
good
I think
pass
is
blocking
where
offensive line.
they're. Yeah, their offensive line is not as good as
Where
it
the
could be.
Bucks can grab this game by the horns and just control it in and out, tear that defense down so that come the fourth quarter,
Hmm.
the Tommy's defense has no gas left. Run the ball with Bucky and Rashad, get the third down and short, 1 and 2, pound
That's
the
gotcha.
rock with Rashad White, get Bucky on the outside, get him the passes. Like we're sitting here talking about all the things that Baker Mayfield can do in the pass game, and those things will happen. But if they want to win this game in a dominant fashion, what the Bucks have to do is be able to control the line of scrimmage and run the ball effectively. And even get some of those swing passes out there to Bucky or even Rashad. They can both catch the ball well out of the backfield, but being able to control, put together long play drives and make sure that this is not a grinded out game necessarily, like for them and make it very kind of easy for them and have to force Jaden Daniels to want to play the long passes all game where they start going 3 and out. They can make that happen really quickly.
Um, my last thought on this game for sure is that I think the message from the coaching staff from the Buccaneers all week is like, do not let the commies be close to us at the end of this game with the ball. Like they will ruin our fucking season if it is close at the end of the game and we give them the ball because they're crazy shit's gonna happen. Crazy shit's gonna happen. So
The commies have absolutely nothing to lose. They're not even supposed to
yeah,
be in the playoffs
playing
this
with house
year.
money.
They have a rookie quarterback. Like they're gonna try the absolute craziest shit and just go for it whenever they want to. It's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be close, and Commies are going to surprise a lot of people in this game, I feel
That
like.
organization doesn't have great luck with rookies in the playoffs.
The Redskins, or sorry, the Commies. Ooh, well,
Oh,
artist
Wow.
formerly known as
Whoa.
Artist
Red
formerly
Sk-
known as. That's good. That's a good save.
No, I do think though, however, this is I just also too like Baker's been here before, Daniels hasn't. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
Pick them.
Go ahead, Tybone.
I said it. I said it before. At 3 points to the favorites being the Bucks, I am taking the Bucks.
I'm gonna roll with the other SoCal quarterback in the playoffs right now. So give me the Commies to cover.
Yeah, Commies are definitely going to cover. No question about that. Come on, Tybo. Join us.
Bucks.
Oh, you suck.
Ah,
He's
it's
trying to
also
save
three.
that
We
last
could
Trying to
push.
overtake Sean.
We could all technically not win or lose. We could just push.
Yep, this is a flush 3, so it could be a push.